Session 57. We started this game in October 2018.
For the record, it is now December 2021.
Yeah, this game is older than the pandemic.
Yep. Something that is older.
It will not be stopped.
No.
We'll be Rona. We'll be
Yes. Who remembers where we left off?
Dave's notes of
Just
wonder.
for the purpose of the recording, the last session was in August 2021.
I've slept a lot.
And the session before that was in June 2021. And prior to that was November 2020. So in a year we have had 2 sessions. Or three sessions in a year. 2 sessions.
Thanks, Corona. So, we were on the Bedknobs and Broomsticks tour,
Yes.
flying out to the estate in the abstraction. So I'm going to go
We've
back.
got there, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm going to go back 2 sessions just to try and get everything in. We're taking the bed to the address. We're flying the bed through a train tunnel to the abstraction. Then all I've got is a quote, the Nyan vomit comet. The bed gets stuck above a sundial.
Oh yeah.
Evil Sauron anglerfish attack.
Oh yeah.
Fight them off. Hawk yeets a dagger.
Popped it.
Astraeus yeets the 5th. We look down. We're above Astraeus. He doesn't, but we don't recognise him. He recognises us. I just have Astraeus yells odd stuff. Then hello Roland. Plus 1 to spare.
Yes, I remember that bit.
He didn't say hello, Roland. Did
No.
he?
No.
Just heard hello, Roland.
Yes.
Hello.
Then in the last session, the voice speaks again. Hello Roland. It's not 19.
You don't know who the voice is. You know that's what
Yeah. Most of my notes are about the fact that we spent ages trying to work out if we knew Astraeus and stuff. We did recognise him, but we couldn't work out where. I hear a voice saying that I've forgotten the voice of my father, so I guess it's Dad that's talking to me.
I've got it all went down from here. Gave up journaling.
Give up what?
Gave up journaling.
Thanks, hon. That's useful. We get untangled from the kind of webs that had us stuck. We fly on. More of the Sauron anglerfish things come for us. These ones appear to be bulletproof.
Yay!
So I use there's always a bigger fish and make a giant cloud whale thing, munch them, and we landed in the Reinvention, I think that is.
Yep.
So that's where we are. And we're going there to try and find out about your sister. So that's where we are roughly.
The first game, the first card of the new session is the Forbidden Game, which is the 2 of Notions, which I think is your...
That's me.
Yep.
Yay!
Signifying danger, intellect, strategy and balance.
That's not me.
So, did you fly the bed over... Morol. That's in Saltonage.
Oh.
Sorcery is the one next to it.
Is it? Yeah.
He's got squiggles.
All of them.
Did you fly the bed over all of the district of the Reinvention and then land it right at the coast?
You're driving.
I thought we got to a house.
No, I don't think we've gotten that far.
Visions. Okay, we're around there. I think we went to the coast.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So the Reinvention is one of those districts that it is vibrant and thriving, and a lot of the artistic kind of non-Visley in Satterine live there. Some of the better prosodies, some of the better art museums and so on are in this district. and as you were kind of flying over it, you can see just wonderful regrowth and artistic explosion and amazing architecture.
Oh, they're artistic explosions.
Quite probably, yeah. Like fireworks. It's like oil paint. Gouache.
I clack the clacker on my artistic grenade and Venus de Milo.
I dial my artistic grenade up to 11. Boom! Intravenous de Milo.
What was it Tony said yesterday? In the game, trying to break the mood. Oh, I'm going to play a love ballad for the couple, and I just, without even thinking, just went, "Is it Lick My Love Plum?"
Yeah. and buildings which are, you know, built in ways that only Visley and the many creatures that inhabit the city can do. So you've got buildings made of spun crystal and things that look like they're not quite as wacky as some of the things that you've seen in Fartown, but they are a lot more, but there's a massive wide variety. And it kind of sparks a little bit of, oh, I could do that in yourself, and then a bit of a wistful expression in the
I'd like to live out here.
And then you kind of, as soon as you get over the reinvention, you can kind of see the abstraction, and it is just black, just completely black, but it's more than the darkness of the inside of your eyelids. It is, light just slides off it.
It smelled the glove.
Yeah.
It's black, it's black.
And you kind of land, and as you land at this sort of coastline, it's imagine, you know how with Newquay it kind of overlooks that one beach that's in the quay like that. So you kind of land at the top of this set of cliffs, and there's stairs which kind of are cut into the side of this cliff that then heads down to a beach which looks from up here like it's made of like bits of mirror that have just been broken and arranged like sand. So it's scintillating the light from around you, and it takes you a while to work out exactly what's so off about this picture. But then you realise that as you're looking out over the abstraction, you can just see the lights, and it's dark. So you've got this, absolute black sea with a glistening star field above it, and you can just kind of see the lights on some of the islands further out in the Lost Archipelago. And then you turn around and look at the rest of the reinvention, and it's daylight. And you look that way, and it's dark. And you look that way, and it's daylight.
Moody sky,
there's like,
moody sky, happy sky.
and it's not like where you've been to certain places and you can kind of walk and keep pace with the difference between night and day. There's like a blind spot, so your eye kind of goes dark, 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 skips over everything, and then it's you can't see the two butting against each other. And from the map that you had, that you got from Adrian Caplet, the house that was purchased is on like the third, was just off the third island in the archipelago. You have been flying and driving this thing for a while, so what are you going to do?
What time of day is it when it's day?
Well,
In our body clocks.
back there, in your body clock, it's kind of sort of 6 in the evening-ish.
Part of me is just like, let's just keep going, because there's all this stuff going on in this art place, but I don't want to get caught up here.
Yeah.
We've got the bed to get across the gap. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too late to be dropping in on somebody.
Yep.
Fantastic. Pick one.
I'm gonna go Dexter.
Is this your card?
No, they.
This your card.
And you kind of stop, get off the bed, stretch, do that whole kind of twist and pop the back,
Twist and shout.
twist and shout. And you hear like a crunching of boots approaching on the side. Not a threat. Your no vision doesn't kind of ping up. And you turn around and see, and there's a pair of guys who are walking towards you. One of them is, if I said you wouldn't know who Tommaso Ciampa is.
I would not.
Okay. Basically,
Me,
looks
looks
at
really wiry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is the other one Gargano?
Well, it looks a little bit like Johnny Gargano, yeah. But the Tommaso Ciampa, the bald guy, is like the beard is down to his waist, and the other guy he's got like a wild look to his eyes, and they're both wearing, you know, sort of fairly hardy jackets and boots and sort of fairly windswept. And the bald guy kind of looks at you and nods and kind of looks at the bed and says, "You heading over?"
Planning to.
Must have a fair reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Difficult crossing at the best of times. You been over there before?
Nope.
Yarp.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
No. No.
Narp.
Willing to take a piece of advice?
Willing to listen.
Whether we take it is a different matter.
You've got to know who you are. Hold on to it. But at the same time, got to be prepared to give up what the abstraction would take. You know it's nothingness, don't you?
just keep thinking of the Olaf specials and with the Lion King. Oh, it really helped with my dad talked to me. That was so helpful, thank you.
I'm going to be, what if I've lost so much already and I don't feel I've got anything else to lose?
The other guy kind of steps
We
forward.
both know that's not true, Madeline.
The other guy steps forward and he kind of goes, "This, you can't, this,
He's Welsh. He's lost his vowels.
Do you actually say that out loud?"
Mm.
And he kind of looks at you, and there's a recognition in his eyes. Who did you know?
How do I know? Ominous kind of duster, kind of like fluttering in the wind, and I'm just going to say, because I'm the man with the typewriter. I can try. I'm going to say that this is kind of the opposite of calling an object from metaphor in a way, because I'm going to try and dispel the cat that's got his tongue.
Okay. This is the start challenge is 17, and you're going to need 2 successes.
Give you a swig from my. What's it?
What level is that ability?
I don't think I wrote the level
Okay.
down. 2, possibly. It's one of my early ones.
Yeah. What's your forte again? It's
Turns tales into reality.
just so I can look it up later. Turns tales into reality. Call object for metaphor is level 4.
There we go.
Okay. So that brings it down to a
13.
You can, if you want, spend up to 10 to boost its level. So if you can spend 10, that will actually bring it down to a 7.
I have got a grand total of 8 sorcery.
Okay, so that will bring it down to 9 if you spend all of it.
Yep.
You've got 1 from Snowball's swig, so that brings it down to an 8.
Yep. I have got my. I can't remember which category this falls under.
You've got your shadow skill of being Stephen King.
Yeah, storytelling is 3.
Yeah, there's 5.
And I've got my glasses, which is my object from.
Yep, that's 4.
Okay, so
All of that, and you'll have to spend a point of sortilege to get the second dice.
yeah, so that's 8 sorcery. We don't have that. So that's all my sorceries.
Let's hope we don't need that later.
And some sortilege. And so what am I needing now?
Just me. You didn't say that at the beginning.
No, it's alright, it's fine.
5.
I need 5s.
You brought it down to.
6.
6 and a 5.
Yay.
And nothing
No
on
death.
nothing on the other die.
Yeah. Boom! Oh, and you had +1 because your card is in place. So yeah.
I did a roll!
And you just left
You'd
Kelly
be
hanging.
hanging there.
Oh, sorry, Bob, I didn't see.
What does it look like when this?
So again, it's like there's a kind of, in a western, there's the wind that kind of like blows the duster, and I put the glasses on, but as I put the glasses on, it goes from like that Clint Eastwood kind of like steely squint to eyes being kind of like wide open, and it's as though I start talking but no sound is coming out except for the Johnny Gargano guy, who looks like he's listening in rapt attention and is actually hearing what I'm saying. And then at the end, this is a bit cheesy, but I just want to do it. You know how was it I
Little
forget-
Mermaid.
no at the end of TV shows in the 80s, was it Belisara? I can't remember.
Yes.
But it's the writer, and then he just kind of does that. Stephen J. Cannell, that was what it was.
Yeah.
And it's just the kind of Cannell thing. I'm talking, and then as I talk, I kind of go to throw something over my shoulder, and there's like the image of like a bit of paper that kind of flies and goes away.
And he looks at you. Oh my words. I am I'm so he is in absolute tears. Absolute
Aw.
tears. And his friend kind of comes in and he grabs him and he hugs him. I have been seen. I have been here. Not here. I have been here for 10 years. That rhymes. That's so good. And 10 years ago, I lost my vowels. I was disemboweled.
It's going so well up until that point.
And
Touching moment.
sand. I have not thought I ought to have brought some fish that someone has caught. I like this. This is too good. And he just stops and sinks to his knees in floods of tears. And the other guy, Champa, he kind of sits down next to his friend and he kind of fishes into a back pocket and he pulls out a thermos flask that was too big to have fitted in that pocket anyway, but whatever. And he opens it up and he pours some each tea. And he looks up at the three of you with, again, tears in his eyes. You don't know what you've done for him.
I kind of tap my throat 3 times. Long days with pleasant nights.
He then kind of reaches into another pocket and pulls out whatever it was that was on that card that you drew, and pulls out from another pocket
Why do I get anything?
the other card that you drew.
Yeah, but why do I get it? Because he did the work.
Yeah, but you handed a suite of stuff over. And he kind of squints and he looks at you. And he kind of stands up and he says, I have nothing to give,
I do not expect
but
it.
I'll let you into a little secret. And he kind of goes to come in close to whisper in your ear. And you know when you see videos of old people talking,
Yeah.
and you know that their breath smells, and you know exactly how it smells, and he's got that kind of rich tea, and it's like strong tea and biscuits, and probably
Werther's originals.
Werther's originals.
But there's like that hint of that like mental sweet thing going on as well.
Yeah. And he whispers in your ear, and it is just a single word. Okay.
Rosebud.
And it's not a word that uses any of the letters of the alphabet that you're aware of.
Okay.
And your ephemera limit is now 1 higher.
Okay. So just because long time since we've played, we are here to go to a house that we believe.
According to Wap Caplet in Spong, it is being leased by your sister. Or we think it, but one of your sister's aliases, I think.
It was leased by, there was a loan that was
Crazy
taken
Chameleon.
against the Emotion Mills Consortium under the name of Ragey Chameleon.
So anyway, like, do you know the inhabitants of the islands?
Aside from the fact that they are insular, they are tricky to deal with. They come over here every so often, and the residents of the district will trade with them. Most of the time they bring over small supplies of foundation stone, and then your ears will pick up at that because you've heard of this. It's a stone that can resist even the dark.
Yeah. I can't remember if I had a picture of her, or that was the problem. We don't have a picture of her. There was a picture of us.
You kind of got a composite identikit of her, and it was Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, that was it. So I'm gonna say, do you know of this person? Have you seen them at all?
Well, I can see the resemblance, but
well, we believe we know which of the islands where she may reside, but we have to go to visit. And if there is something that comes with that, of potentially losing something else, then I'm willing to take it. It's up to you guys whether you want to join me.
We're a quartet, we go as one.
One for all.
Is there a new D'Artagnan?
Yeah.
It's computer generated and stuff.
no. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy just responding because she's picked up messages I've got. Brilliant.
While you were having that conversation, can I spend my 10 minutes resting turns?
Yeah.
How many do I get back? One?
It refills a pool.
Sorcery's going back up. While you're having that conversation, I'm smoking a cigarette. Or a cigarillo.
Yeah.
I wanted a candy cane yesterday just so she could use it as a pipe.
I like that.
I don't know if you remember a while ago, we were lying there in bed, and then I very suddenly sat bolt upright, turned the light on and wrote something down.
Vaguely.
Okay, well, that's when I came up with the idea of somebody being disemboweled.
Not decalcinated.
Doctor writing.
It's better than my writing pub.
I'm sorry I don't write at all.
Huh?
I'm sorry I don't write at all, but your descriptions are wonderful.
Oh, I had to write that just
Which one did you get?
Trefoil.
Yeah.
I've got a stealth suit, which my brain read as still suit.
3-part amulet to wear against 1 enhancement and sortilege.
That means that when you spend a sortilege point, it gives you 2 extra dice, not 1.
Ooh. You're a brownie. You're a girl guide with truffles.
Huh?
Yeah, the little symbol for girl guides.
Yeah.
And scouts as well, I think, is the trefoil, so it looks like a 3-leaf clover.
Fleur-de-lis.
Oh, see, I know Fleur de Lis.
Trefoil.
Fleur de Lis is one of my family's sigils. I'm not entirely sure why, because that's very French, and we're very not.
Which side?
The Owens.
Yeah.
There are many Fleur de Lis on our family crest.
My dad's got rampant hedgehogs. He made his own crest, but he loves hedgehogs, so he's got rampant hedgehogs. in his
I
crest.
love that. That's amazing.
What have we got?
The Watcher. which is the
Uatu.
sovereign of mysteries. That is Stogold.
Well, it's for charity when I give blood. So because he's good.
He
You've got
notices the juice
you've got to keep moving. No, seriously, I was the quickest person that went in there and I was in and out. I was like, give blood in less than 5 minutes.
See, now when you're giving blood, that's cool, but it means if you're in an accident, you are what the medical team will refer to as a bleeder.
Yeah, as we know,
I'm not.
it's a gusher.
I tried to give blood for the IBS testing, and again 4 attempts one day, they couldn't do it. I had to come back another day. I had to.
You can't find veins or something?
They can find them, but they move apparently.
Oh, you're one of them.
And when they do move and get them out, then they stop giving. They're like little, and then they stop.
That, yeah.
And when I went for my blood test for my diabetes, she put the needle. I warned her. I said I'm not good to give blood. She's like, nah, that's GPs, nurses. I'm a hospital nurse. I know. She put the needle in, really waggled it around, pulled it out. No blood even followed the needle out, and she was like, huh.
You medical marvel, you. Marvel? Weird, not quite sure. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm naturally lower hydrated than most people.
Yeah, because you do have to drink quite a lot before
Well,
you give blood.
Yeah, I do that, but like of the day, I won't feel thirsty if I've had a glass all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do lots more now. But I was literally feeling sick with how much I drunk.
Yeah.
And I was doing this all the way there, and in the doctor's waiting room, and they were looking at me like, I have to.
Yeah, because there is only literally one vein here that they can get out. And once it's in, off it goes.
I'm fine. I've got loads of really good veins. The GP still managed to completely nose it up though. Do you remember my whole arm was black?
So blue.
They got the blood out of between my knuckles. They said if they couldn't get it there, they were going to try my leg. I'm like,
Yeah, I've
okay,
had
then.
it out the top of my foot before.
Sometimes.
Yay. So you're going to spend the time chatting, you're going to spend the time kind of resting and recalibrating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you were kind of like prepping over the bed, make sure it's going to be okay for the journey?
Yeah.
The bed equivalent of kicking the tires. Fluffing the pillows.
Making tinfoil hats for the distraction. I don't want vowels taken away from me. I quite like vowels.
I'm just thinking of this sort of like, you know, ageless magic from like the dawn of creation, ruined by Baco foil. No.
Reflection. Science. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe that everybody's trying to do things to our brainwaves, but if they were, tinfoil hats would help.
Yeah.
It's like the people who are going onto the internet and selling Faraday cages for Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
people's Wi-Fi routers, just to stop all the 5G signals coming out of the Wi-Fi routers.
Stop all the other signals as well.
Yeah, and these kind of crazy right-wing people are buying them and then complaining that they cut your internet right down.
I heard of no such thing as a fish. There's an observatory in America, and they've got like a massive area around it that they're not allowed to have any signals, so they don't have radio, they don't have all these different things.
Yeah.
And if they use a microwave, they've got to use it within a Faraday cage. But they're like, technically a microwave is a Faraday cage, that's kind of the point. But they have to have a subsequent Faraday cage. And what the guy was saying about how he tried putting his phone in the microwave, not with the microwave on, but then he called it and it received it, so it wasn't a pure Faraday cage, but a different one. He tried it and it would stop the signal. So
Yeah.
how you can test Faraday cages.
I was going to say, is that how Witch do it for microwave ratings? Can
Apparently.
we phone my phone?
Ooh.
The
That-
presenter was like, surely that explodes. Like, you don't turn it on.
See that show Brainiac Science Abuse?
Oh, I love that.
They destruct tested the myth of mobile phones setting off petrol vapour.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
it
Doesn't do
And they took a
anything.
caravan and they put 10 phones in it, filled it full of petrol vapour, like 30 to 50 times higher than you'd get in a
I think Mythbusters does it as well.
Yeah,
Don't they?
something. And then they rang one phone, and then they rang 2 of the phones, then 3 of them, then rang all 10, and it didn't work. And he said, just because we don't like caravans.
Yeah.
So you take off and start
It's
flying.
like, oh, no, okay.
I can show you the world.
Okay. One thing that you realise is that the distance that it looks like from here to this island, it looks like it's maybe from here to the Hoe. That kind of amount. And the speed this thing goes, you should be there really quite quickly.
The first island.
The first island. And it's almost like you lose track of time, but you're flying over this sea for quite a while. It's hard to tell how much progress you're making, because when you've been flying over land, the landmarks have been zipping past at quite a speed, but obviously there's no landmarks, and for some reason the stars in the sky aren't moving.
Do we seem any further
Massive.
away from the land that we've left, and any closer, like the land that we're going to is things like bigger?
You
Perspective.
look back
Oh,
and it's quite a distance away,
okay.
and then you look forward again and something kind of slips and you all find yourselves in, now if I don't want to say a white room, but it's almost as if the inker of the comic book stopped colouring things in, or sorry, the colours stopped colouring things in.
Around us, or us as well.
Everything.
Alright.
So you're sat at a table.
We're not on the bed anymore.
No.
Right.
A big dining table. You're all sat on the same side. Your hands are on the table. You can't move. You
Yay.
can just kind of crane your eyes either way. You can breathe. You realise you can talk, and you're very much aware that the 3 of you are on one side of the table.
I feel like I'm being interviewed.
I think you want this position.
See, I didn't want to say that because that kind of brings in that whole animated and sense of movement. This place is completely still, and then there's a voice from behind you.
That I can't tell, is it? Saying hello, Roland.
Mr. Anderson.
What is the kind of colour if you can't see?
Well, it has been a while.
Female or male voice?
It's a very pleasant male voice.
I like those male voices. So who am I imagining it is today?
Peter
Kicky Wig.
Fran.
Peter Serafinovich, yeah.
But isn't he Black Panther? Or one of the other people?
That's Doug Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It has been a while.
Do we recognise the voice?
her?
You strain at the outskirts of your memory, and you just about do,
Mm.
and then you realise it was the voice that said "Hello, Roland" last.
Is it the voice of my father?
You don't think so?
Okay.
It has been a long journey that the quartet has been on. You have gained members and you have lost members. And it seems that there is another stage of your journey ahead of you. I want to know if you are ready. Who are you?
I really want to know.
And you very much get the impression, Snowball, that that was being directed at you.
picture of their social back because I can't remember who I am. I think I am a fighter who I'm connected stoic who no I'm a fighter who protects those who's one spirit. That's who I am.
Who are you?
I'm Mistress Adrian Hawke, a connected gallant of the Makers who provides a vessel for spirits.
Who are you?
I am he who does not aim with his hand, but who aims with his... I'm not going to be able to figure out... I am he who does not aim with my hand, I aim with my eye. I am he that does not shoot with my hand, I shoot with my mind. I am he who does not kill with my gun, I am he who kills with my heart. And then a sort of the squint kind of like goes a little bit, and then this comes out. The wheel of time turns and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave birth to it comes again. Dave's going meta.
What do you want?
To protect the ones I love.
What do you want?
I can't think of how to flip.
Schmucker pancake?
Always, but not right. I want that which was taken from me.
What do you want?
The tower.
Who do you serve?
My conscience.
Who do you serve?
I can't remember the name of the apothecary's called what my ragey chameleon, isn't it? I was just like myself.
Who do you serve?
Saruman. No. All things serve the beam.
And who do you trust?
Many.
Who do you trust?
The quartet.
Who do you trust?
The quartet.
You've never heard that from Hawke. She'd never have admitted that she sees you as family or anything like that.
What will you choose to lose?
Is this like one of this art game? Is this? Do we get senses of what this is about?
No.
Because I could lose something really unimportant to me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fine.
It's not an unimportant kind of voice that's asking
No,
the question.
exactly. I don't know. My mask.
What will you choose to lose?
Can I lose something that I've already lost?
What would you choose to lose?
No one ever chooses to lose anything. Loss is forced upon you. Yeah, I'm gonna. But for the tower, I would sacrifice much and anything. I can't look at the voice because the voice is kind of behind me, but I've got a kind of like 1,000-yard squint. Above all else, the tower must not fall.
Are you all resolute in this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what of the rest of your quartet?
What of them?
For one, I will not speak for those who are not here.
You're sat in the middle.
Right.
You two are either side.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of tell that there's a seat to one side of you,
Mm-hmm.
the other side of Stonemold, and there's a seat to the other side of you, the other side of Stonemold. And then you very much get a feeling that next to you has become filled, and you can tell that it's Eliana. You are you united in this cause? And she kind of gasps, and you can kind of see that where her hands are on the table, you can kind of, obviously yourself, you can kind of just squint far enough and you can see the hand that got replaced by the testament.
Mm.
Its sixth finger starts tapping.
Is it doing anything specific? Like
No, it's
What's
just
just
like
tapping?
a nervous tapping, like the anxiety foot bounce.
Yeah.
I don't know where I am, she says, but I'm part of this. I know that I am. And if I'm part of this and I'm here with, well, I can only presume the rest of my friends, then I stand with them on whatever they choose to do.
So my feelings changed if she's involved.
Can we tell whom is filling the other seats?
Seat.
Seat.
Whom is filling the other seat?
It feels empty. You look, you can kind of side eye,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nobody there. You very much get a feeling that there's a need for somebody to be there.
So I'm going to say, in a much more kind of like resolute voice, we are quartet, and I'm kind of addressing the voice directly, but also kind of like in a way so that everybody else is kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Included.
Yeah, we are quartet. You know what this means? It means we are one from many. Our purpose is united.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, and then
Just him.
you sense that this voice is getting closer to you, and you kind of look your hand sideways or look your head sideways as much as you can do, and you can see it's wearing like leather gloves, and you hear the voice much closer in your ear, still behind you, and you can't turn your head to see, but you can feel the breath just kind of, I would say riffling the hair on your head, but just going through the stubble on the back of your neck. I taught you well. And then you're back on the bed. Yeah, we'll do a pause for a bio break. The ambassador.
Quick, Ferrero Rochers.
I was just thinking of spoiling us, that's what I was going for.
The 8 of Visions, diplomacy, reason, discussion and intelligence.
Do the little rady bit.
Huh?
Do the little rady bit.
She hails from a far-off land, carrying a message of unity and civility. You're just going to an island which is a little bit more insular than Holyhead. Come on.
That
The ambassador-
is not possible.
The ambassador wishes to talk, not to fight. She knows what words and wisdom will offer a path to success that violence never could. Monty Cook, you game sorcerer.
Gives us a breath.
If only there were more such individuals to make the world a better place. The ambassador is the adept of the Visions family. Her magic and skill come from her ability to persuade, which again brings us to the idea that words are as magic as ritual, magic as any spell or ritual, just another kind of incantation.
Little house.
She in it. Crazy.
So you,
Necro hamster.
yeah.
What?
I was a thing that was going around Twitter this week. Oh, have you made your character for the new game of D&D? Yep, he's a necro hamster. You mean necromancer? No, necro hamster.
Good then.
Wokai necromancer. Why is my minions? Yeah. So the Bedlands, and the majority of this island is sort of like fields, but there's a very discreet town in the middle of it. You know, like Poundbury, that really odd, really odd town that we drove past in Dorset. On the edge.
Yes.
Yes. Poundbury is a.
Necro hamster.
It was kind of designed as a decentralised
Did you
town.
ever watch Electric Sheep? The series? No.
Yeah. And you look at it and it's like, what? It is designed to be like as low carbon as possible. It was Prince Charles that designed it and built this whole new town just on the outskirts of Dorchester.
Isn't Dorchester the one that just suddenly appears out of nowhere
Yeah.
anyway?
That's
Yeah.
Poundbury.
Ah,
As you're
okay.
driving on the A38.
Yeah,
the bit
and
that
you've
you
got
s-
the Mackie D's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suddenly you're there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's how we. That's where when we go up to Bognor, that's the Mackie D's we stop for breakfast.
Yeah.
But it's really like everything's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything matches.
It-
Everything.
it's, it-
We've
it's-
never been in. I've
Yeah.
only ever been around it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You
Great or good.
Agree.
the whole reason behind it is like I say, it's decentralised. There's no central shopping area.
Yeah.
There's no central industrial area. It's all
What?
Yeah, and it's designed to be like low car use,
Yeah.
ease of access. It just comes across as creepy.
Yeah.
Just comes
But it does. It just because it's just
Not
suddenly you're
natural,
just
though, is
driving
it?
along. You got Monkey Junction roundabout or whatever it is where
Oh, that's
the
a
Mac-
horrible roundabout.
yeah, with Mackie D's is, and then
And you've got that sign which is Tank Museum and then Monkey Sanctuary. What could possibly go wrong?
so yeah, so him and Pete always come up with like monkeys in tank walls and stuff like that. And then but it's just suddenly just there, and it just looks so like
And it's all got that like orange and yellow stone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So Banbury.
Poundbury, yeah. So this town is there in the middle of it, and you land in a field, and there's 6 or 7 kind of people there waiting for you.
This is the first island.
This is the first island.
Could we not just skip and go straight to the probably not.
I Hawkskull wasn't expecting a welcome wagon.
And these people, you very much feel that somebody in their family knew somebody in their family.
It is
It's
Hollywood.
totally Holyhead.
and
As you know.
either their eyes are like really too close together, like that guy from the films, or
Yeah.
they're way too far apart, like Anna Taylor-Joy.
So,
Yeah.
so basically, we've landed in Norwich.
My left.
Where somebody says, "I'd like to introduce you to my wife and sister," and they point to one woman.
That's cool.
So what is it?
That's Troy.
So what is it you want, yeah?
That's Campbell.
What the hell is that?
That's Campbell.
What that? I'm trying to what? Do the accent again?
What is it you want, yeah?
Yeah, who is that?
Frederick.
We want to make it to the third island.
Well, you land on this one if you want the third island.
Don't know. Because I've been driving now. I wouldn't have landed here. Why did you say I was going to land here?
Took you long enough. We've been watching you for hours.
Okay.
There's a quicker route. We didn't know if there was. We were just heading in the direction we needed to.
He kind of takes a couple of steps forwards. And he's got a sword here in one of his hands.
Am I getting Wicker Man vibes from this?
Maybe.
Am I getting Borno version vibes?
Yes and no. It's kind of flicking backwards and forwards.
Whatever you do, don't pull out anything that looks like it might be more technologically advanced than a pencil, for they may fear it.
You haven't been here before, have you?
No.
Oh. You lose a lot of time and a lot of speed going over that thing.
What thing is he
And
gesturing?
he gestures to the abstraction.
Oh, there's no other way.
Well, if you know a quicker route, I'm all ears.
You're not all ears.
You've only got 2. You want to be careful what you say. Words got power.
Is
You
this-
should know that.
Is this Drax's people?
Or are we in Barry?
Huh?
Are we in Barry?
You
I'm
should
gonna-
know words got power.
I'm going to chance my arm a little bit here. Words do have power, but they also do my bidding.
Turns around and he chatters away at one of the people behind him. You don't tell stories.
I've been known to from time to time.
What about your friends?
Stories are not my strong suit. They do to him though.
Do you have a strong suit?
I do, it's at home actually.
My companions don't necessarily tell tales, but they live them.
Oh, venturers are they?
What?
Adventure.
They have it framed out there. Then we go somewhere new and different. Go, Venture!
Venture.
Ah,
We went a different way to the park today.
venture. We go on adventures.
We go on adventure.
We go on boring adult adventures. Let's go to a different shop. Okay.
We're excited, so that's good. Get it wherever you can.
Freezing. I don't say yay or nay, but I kind of, you know,
All right.
I'd
let
like.
him make his own.
So you watched us it took us a while to get here. We're looking to get to the third island. Is there a quicker route than going over the abstraction?
Well, no. But with practice, I suppose it gets easier.
So this is our first time here, so if there's any handy hints you can give us, that would be very well appreciated.
We have to do that quid pro quo.
What would you want to return?
Story from your man there. Fine. Yes, come in, we get some food in.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of...
I wonder if they're going to take the stories from you though.
Sorry?
I wonder if they're going to take the stories from you. But then, if they're from your memories, you will no longer have them after you've told them.
Possibly.
Maybe make them fictitious.
Yeah.
Alright!
So he kind of takes you to a... I don't want to say a Viking long hall, but if you imagine a Viking long hall...
Built by the council.
Oh. The thing is, I was going to say Viking and council, that seems like an oxymoron, but the oldest surviving parliament in the world is the Althing, which is a Viking parliament in Iceland. I think it's Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's got like a social club sign on the outside.
No, what's even worse is half of it is IKEA, the other half is MFI.
It's a flat pack Viking long haul.
You can see like the little...
And you can see the little names and all the things. So you've got like a big long, you know, kind of like Great Hall table, and the table itself is called something like Jormungandr.
2382.
Yeah.
Row 6, shelf 7.
There's like A, B.
It's like our shower curtain is like Vatten's yawn, and I was like, well, I know that's water something. So I looked at it and it was like...
No, even better. The big long table is literally called smorgasbord.
And smorgas! Sandwich! In Swedish.
And he comes in and there is a roaring fire in one end of it, and there is a sort of spit over it with some form
So
of...
I've still got this idea that they're not really Vikings, they're just kind of like council estate people. And yes, there's a roaring fire, but it's on one of those like gas fires, you know, where it's got like the filament and you can see the gas flame kind of go up in 3 bits, but a massive one.
It's a giant 3-bar fire.
Exactly.
And they're wearing... Because it's... You've got this sort of like council estate thing in my head now. They're wearing onesies that are patterned to look like Viking tunics and stuff
or
like
like
that.
shell suits that are patterned to look like Viking tunics.
Flat caps with horns on.
Exactly.
They've got Burberry baseball caps with horns on them.
Yeah. And we've got like little boxer dogs, but they look like I don't know, something Viking.
They've got like some Viking ships on the beach where we've landed, just like laid up, or
On bricks.
or something. Yeah, but also the figurehead is like a boxer rather than a dragon or anything like that.
Why are we besmirching boxers?
Because
It's
they're amazing.
staffies.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking Wales and the love of
That's just my fab.
it's your family. That's my
Pugs. There's a pug.
They're a snuffly, like grumpy old pug that can actually talk.
One of the figureheads, instead of it being a mermaid or something, is just clearly a page 3 model.
That's my sister, that is.
It is allowed in Bodmin. So, how many people am I spinning this dip for?
There's about 100 people in here.
Okay.
Your biggest audience today.
So what I'm going to do is I am going to tell them the story of Star Wars in the way that 3PO tells it to the Ewoks.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really going to do that.
Tell the story of Star Wars in the way that they did it in 28 Days Later. Not 28 Days Later.
Rain of Fire.
Rain of Fire.
That was brilliant. That's a really good movie. Okay. So
I want Olaf to do a Star Wars.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Olaf ones? Have you got Disney? Yeah, check out the Olaf.
Olaf
Olaf
Presents.
does.
Olaf Presents, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It's a story about a small town and a dog.
Right, hang on.
Tell them the Lion King.
It's the baby lion.
So
That's what it is this week.
I'm
lion.
going to try and use weaving the tail, and this is what I'm going to do, and then I'll let you decide how hard this is going to be. I sit kind of like at the wherever they direct me, you know. Is there a stage or anything like that?
There is a bit of a raised platform, and then they clear some space off it.
Okay. And I sit down and I reach into my satchel. The hat comes off and the glasses go on, and I sit down. Honestly, I hope I can remember all of this. Now, this is a story all about how my life got Now, I'm going to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, relaxing, and maxing cool and shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in the neighbourhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." I've got to stop and do the because I can't remember the next bit. I whistled for a cab, and when it came near,
The license plates are fresh,
fresh.
and no dice in the mirror. If anything
the thing, I
happens,
thought that this cab was rare, but
I thought, now
no, forget it, you're home to Bel Air. I pulled up to a house about 7 or 8 and I yelled to the cabbie, "You're home, smell me later. Smell you later." I looked at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air.
Love it.
Because I don't care if Roland forgets that.
Yep.
So,
Don't bother. Don't bother.
but even though I'm telling that story, somehow it's really evocative, and they can see an actual prince in a place called, Philadelphia, and ruffians and this and that and the other thing and all that sort of stuff. So although I'm saying colloquialisms like cabbie or whatever, I'm saying
Carriage.
cabbie, and they're thinking of a carriage with horses and all of that sort of stuff. And I'll yell to the cabbie, "Smell you later," because he's clearly a peasant who's been sleeping in a barrel of shit.
Love it.
There we go.
Why would not funding this?
Well, like a bardcore version of the Prince of Bel Air.
I'd watch it.
Basically, quite a few of DJ Fresh's and Jazzy Jeff's songs could be done in this style.
Yeah. Summer.
Exactly. Parents just don't understand.
It's met with thunderous applause.
I was very proud the other day when I managed to sing most of Boom Shake the Room.
Nice.
Proud might not have been quite the word, but he was an emotion.
That's going on the quote list.
Something else. Disappointment and disgust, maybe. I get get that a lot from Dave. So I'm used to it. It's fine.
Proud might not be the word, but it was an emotion. There we go.
And when the story stops, like I say, the absolute thunderous emotion, or thunderous applause, and you're kind of clapped on the back, and they put drinks in all of your hands.
Sorry, I need to take a picture of the moose. It hasn't got in my head. I need to do that.
What?
The reindeer.
The reindeer.
With the Rudolph. Yes. Mum used to do that. We had a proper like skeleton antlers at home. And I was like, that's a bit bad taste. I don't mean to do it on a cardboard one.
Yeah, so that works. They put drinks in your hands and put food in front of you, and offer you a place to stay, spend the night, and they'll show you an easy way to get straight to the third island in the morning.
Because it was 6 o'clock when we left, and they said they've been travelling for hours, so it's probably quite late now.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
And they're assuming it's going to take similar amounts of time to just get for the next hour and the next.
What's I ask you kind of like on the quiet, what's your Borno vision saying now? Is your IFF saying friends?
Friendly, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I have successfully tamed the local populace.
No, not open.
Have I forgotten the story?
No.
They just wanted me to tell them a tale. There we go.
It's been an issue.
Ooh, head rages now.
Can you all make difficulty 4 physicality rolls?
Physicality.
It's
Just roll a dice.
Is it a resist or a withstand?
Withstand.
Okay, so I've got 2.
I've got 11.
So that drops it down to a 1.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 0.
Is that not a 10 in this? So?
No, a 0 and this is a 0.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah. You. Oh, I'm going to set that as a subtitle for the whole of the
Oh God, no,
the thing. The misremembered dream.
I have dropped my dice, it's under the table somewhere.
Oh, it's by your foot, Dave. Your foot is slightly further forward. Literally just in front of your toe.
That's it.
So if you failed that one, didn't you?
I can spend a point of physicality.
You're supposed to spend it before.
Yeah. I don't have anything that I can. Can I spend hidden knowledge? No, it's fine. I've failed fair and square.
Okay.
So after everything else, I've failed to sleep.
No, you wake up hungover.
Oh,
Great.
Misremembered dream, confusion, mistakes and change in identity. Dreams are strange constructs of our subconscious, made stranger still because we don't remember them clearly. Some say that in shadow people's dreams seem strange because they're remembering the actuality, and in the actuality people's dreams resemble the mundanity of the grey. This is, at least in part, true, but of course, like anything having to do with the deepest reaches of the mind, it's much more complex than that. The line between memory and dream is already tenuous, but the memory of a dream, or the dream of a memory, who can count on that? So, you wake up
Grab a brush and put a little makeup.
and you So you guys wake up fine.
Mhm.
Okay, they've
Fresh to the daisy.
Chicken.
there probably will be a common room that you've woken up in with a couple of other guys, and there's a ladies' room that you've woken up in. And you wake up in this common room about sort of 10-15 minutes after Snowball. You guys go downstairs, make it into the long room, and then there's like bacon and sausage and whatever, and so on. And you kind of wake up a little bit later, Roland, and you kind of sit almost bolt upright, and you're a little bit shorter than you remember being. This is odd. And you guys have put your boots on and they're a little bit too big for you. And then you realise that one of the reasons why you feel so disconnected is that you can't see.
Pan-galactic gargle blaster.
Well, you can see, but it's all quite blurred, almost out of focus. And you kind of patting around your pockets, and your clothes just feel that a little bit too big. And you open your pocket and you look at you kind of go through, and you've got your gun belts and they're there, and then you've got your satchel that's got all of your accoutrements in, and your testaments there. And then you're patting down your pockets and you see your glasses. You put them on, and your vision kind of clears. And there's a kind of a wash basin at the far end in the toilets, and you kind of do the whole thing where you take your glasses off, wash your hand. Your face feels a bit strange. Put the glasses on, and then you look up, and it's Stephen King looking back at you.
Excellent.
And I think that's where the music plays.
What music is playing? Is it Hey Jude? The reason I keep saying that is because that's a recurring thing in the Dark Tower, is that they're going through all these different places and Hey Jude comes on, but in every kind of world they're in, the lyrics are slightly different.
Yeah, so if you imagine Hey Jude but sang in a combination Welsh and Cornish accent.
No.
Here, Jude. Saint Jude.
In PL4. Oh. Okay. Breakdowns. What do people reckon? Joy or despair?
Joy.
Boy.
Yeah?
I don't know. I'm still concerned about Eliana being involved in a bargain. She might be losing something when she has nothing to do with this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bit of despair for that, I think.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And anybody got any progress towards arcs?
Not at the moment.
I think my overarching thing, which is to kind of like protect the rose and therefore protect the tower, I think actually getting the okay from what I'm presuming is the voice of my father is something that tells me I'm on the right track. Vision.
Yeah, I think so. Are you on the tokens or writing your experience?
Writing them down.
You're writing them down, okay. Yes, you have 2 acumen for that.
The question is, which Stephen King am I?
Maybe Stephen King.
1980s Stephen King? Modern Stephen King?
Modern Stephen King, I think. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
was
that.
Really good.
Most enjoyable.
Yes.
It's weird. It's kind of like, well,
Family friend.
just get back into it, isn't it?
Do I get to keep this?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.